Hey, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and boy, feels good out there, doesn't it? Those clouds, temperatures dropping by a good 20 plus degrees, in some cases 30 plus degrees overnight, thanks to a pretty sharp cold front that moved its way through the Front Range, and that has us basking in, I think in most cases, right? I think we're all pretty happy about this much colder air that has settled on in. I do have some bad news, though. It ain't gonna last, but you know what? Let's look for the moment. Let's enjoy it. Let's soak it in. Yeah, that cloud cover feeling delightful for my fellow runners, for my fellow humans out there. Certainly, I'm sure the canines and all sorts of creatures will be very, very happy about this cloudy and cool weather that has overtaken the Front Range. Again, this is thanks to an overnight cold front. It's leading to a bit of upslope flow and enough to keep those temperatures down and things feeling a lot more refreshing than they did yesterday and throughout the weekend. We got up to 100 degrees both days this weekend. 101 yesterday, 100 on Saturday. By the way, our third earliest, or I should say our fifth earliest third day at 100-degree temperatures in a season here in Denver. So it's very early for us to have hit 100 degrees 3 times in a season. And, well, we did that with those 200-degree days this weekend. We also got up to 100 degrees back on June the 11th. All right, today, though, nowhere near 100 degrees. We are all grateful about that. The heat, though, does return tomorrow. Probably not quite as hot as what we got over the weekend, but we could approach 100 degrees later this week, and we do have isolated storms around all week. Though today here in the Denver area, I think we all stay dry. Best chance will be along the Palmer Divide, but even there, looks like those storms should stay mainly to the south of most of the divide. Cloud cover, again, that is that upslope flow, that northeasterly wind direction that is bringing enough moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico that is bumping up against the mountains, and that is keeping things clear, or I should say mostly storm-free here along the urban corridor for today. But southeast Colorado, different story for our friends from Highway 50 on south, where we do have a chance for some stronger storms later on this afternoon. That's where the sunshine is out, and that's where there's more energy, more of an unstable atmosphere that could give way to some of those strong to severe thunderstorms later on this afternoon and this evening. So let's time this out for you. Around 3, 4 o'clock, start to see those showers and storms develop along the Palmer Divide and point south of there in places like Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs, Pueblo. Probably a good idea just in case to have the car in the garage or under the carport, just in case we do get some larger hail out of this. I don't think we're going to see a ton of large hail, but 1 or 2 of these storms could produce that, and you never know here in Colorado. Again, better chance you head from Highway 50 on south, but I'd say from the Springs on south, probably a good idea to have the car in the garage or the carport if you have access to one. Now, this is the big story for most of us. Those temperatures, it is just wonderful out there. I was just complaining to some of my coworkers that I didn't get a run-in this morning. Today is the day to do it here, folks. Get that run-in today and get that outdoor activity in today, or at least that kind of strenuous outdoor activity in today, because it is going to be the best day of the week by far to spend prolonged periods of time outdoors with comfortable temperatures like this. Look at that, 32-degree temperature drop for Denver. This time yesterday, we were in the mid-90s. Now we are barely in the mid-60s. It looks like Seattle out there, and nobody, I would imagine just about nobody, is complaining about that. Who wants it to be 96 degrees at 11 o'clock in the morning? All right, so for today, we will struggle to get to the low 80s. I am not sure. I'm in full transparency. I'm revisiting that number. I might bring this down a couple degrees for the noon here, but point is, it's going to be way cooler than yesterday. Again, we got up to 101 yesterday. At best, we'll be 20 degrees cooler than that, if not 25 degrees cooler than that. If we don't break out this cloud cover anytime soon, we're going to be stuck in the mid-70s for a high today. Winds in the northeast 5 to 15 miles an hour. Storms mainly south of town here in Denver. Very, very slim storm chance. And I think, again, any storms that we do get will be along the Palmer Divide, points south of there. Tonight, temperatures drop back into the low to mid-60s. Sunset 8:28. By the way, we have now gotten rid of those 8:30 or later sunsets until next late June. Tomorrow, temperatures on up into the low 90s, so the sun returns, the heat returns, and with it we will have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. In fact, could see some gusty winds out of those. I think we will avoid any significant severe weather chance for tomorrow and for much of the week, though, here along the Front Range. Forecast highs for tomorrow, a lot of 90s back in the picture. It's that, again, that mid-July sunshine. As soon as you get that sun out, it's pretty tough for us to avoid those 90-degree temperatures this time of year. Mountains, a fair bit cooler, 60s and 70s, depending on your elevation for the most part. A few spots, though, getting on up into the 80s and 90s. Tomorrow, again, here in the Denver area, better chance for a storm tomorrow compared to today. I think today we're talking about a less than 10% chance for a storm in Denver. Tomorrow, I'd say a 30% chance at a storm, but it would be one of those high base storms where we get a few raindrops in the windshield, some gusty winds, a little bit of lightning, and that's pretty much it, but not much in the way of rainfall, unfortunately. So definitely going to need the sprinklers all week long. Better chance of some meaningful rainfall in the southern Colorado and also eastern Colorado, where from Fort Morgan, Lyman on east, we've seen some decent rain over the last couple of weeks. We'll have better chances for some more significant rain out that way later on this week. And then once we get past Tuesday, the story is the heat. Temperatures back in the mid to upper 90s with isolated storms around for most of the rest of the week. Here in the urban corridor, I think we have our best chances for storms probably Friday and Saturday of this week. As I mentioned, there are storms tomorrow and Wednesday, but they're going to be of that dry thunderstorm variety where you just get a few raindrops in the windshield and that's pretty much it. You get some gusty winds, some lightning, that kind of storm. Better chance for more meaningful showers and storms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One thing I haven't mentioned yet before we get out of here, I do want to mention that we will see some smoke from wildfires in southern Utah, in western Colorado in particular for your day today. I think east of the Continental Divide, we'll see a little bit of that smoke, especially in the southern Colorado, but along the urban corridor, that cloud cover will mask a lot of that smoke for today. Tomorrow could notice a little bit of smoke for us, and the rest of the week we'll have some of that smoke around as well, but it shouldn't be all that noticeable with the exception of western Colorado today. So there is some smoke in the air. Again, if you're watching me from Grand Junction, from Rifle, from Telluride, Durango, you're probably seeing some of that smoke. Here along the urban corridor, not so much in the way of smoke for today. Maybe a bit tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday as well. But it shouldn't be all that bad, especially unfortunately here along the Front Range and throughout the entire state of Colorado. We're fairly used to seeing that wildfire smoke the last couple of years. It shouldn't be as bad as what we saw throughout much of last summer or the summer before that. So that's the bit of good news, and certainly the good news is that things are fairly cloudy and cool right now as well. I'm going to have another update on your forecast coming up at 9 News at noon. I might bring down those temperatures a little bit for today. And also, Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5 this afternoon, and meteorologist Danielle Grant's in at 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News family of networks later on this evening as well. Once again, get outside, enjoy the cool weather, go for a run, go for a stroll, play some soccer, do something like that outside today, because today is the day to do it. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and have a great rest of your Monday.